half of our presidential winners. For those who've not been back for a while, every spring we award presidential medals to the students who just fire on all cylinders at Denison. We gave 8 last year. Half of them were varsity athletes. And that's just the beginning. The list goes on and on and on. We could start to talk about the softball catcher of the year, the tennis player who competed in the finals of the individual. We could be here all night talking about it. But here's what I want to leave you with. I think I speak for both Nan, myself, but also our board of trustees, and just saying we're just super proud of our athletic program. I believe deeply in athletics. College athletics changed my life. But more importantly, over the last dozen years, I've just come to believe deeply in Denison athletics. Our coaches, our staff, our traditions, and our culture. We do athletics the right way. And in doing so, this college unlocks the potential of our athletes to not just have a great 4-year experience, but to have a great 4-year experience that launches them quickly and successfully into their lives and their careers. You stand as a testament to that. There's not a better athletic program in the country, and I would stand on any stage and defend that view. Here's what I know for sure. When you come to Denison as an athlete, you know you're going to play with incredible teammates, receive a world-class mentorship from our coaches, and develop the liberal arts skills, values, and habits that you need to succeed in life. The friendships that form among our athletes, we know, and we can say to our first-year athletes that the friends you will make on your team will be some of the closest friends you have the rest of your life. And as I look across this room tonight, I see examples of that over and over and over and over again. Our coaches, they're not just the best coaches in college athletics. They're not just world-class educators. They're some of the finest mentors that you could ever hope to be around. They shape the lives of our athletes. And then there's the culture. It's all about culture. The culture of our athletic program and of our teams helps our athletes develop a performance-based mindset and a set of skills and habits. Persistence and grit, the ability to form and work in teams, the values of hard work, integrity, respect, humility, self-discipline, it goes on and on. So I love the fact that we win. I go to most of the athletic events. If I'm traveling, I watch them on my phone. But the winning, while it's fun, it's not what defines athletics at Denison, it's the culture. So I was reading something a few days ago that was written by one of our coaches about a year ago, and I just wanted to share it with you tonight. The coach wrote the following: "My coaching philosophy is to never let my players settle for anything less than their best. As a coach, I take pride in seeing the potential of every individual within my program and finding ways that I can help them become better versions of themselves. I do this by challenging each person to always seek to improve and to judge themselves based on their personal growth. We focus in our team on having a growth mindset and striving to get a little better each day in every aspect of our lives." They go on to write, "Coaching is educating. My players learn and grow during their time in the program. They will learn how to become better players through coach feedback, practice, and film. They will learn to be better teammates through our team building and leadership development. They will also learn to become better people through our community service projects. All of this lends to the development of our whole person, and I help my players understand that all of this is what the process and journey ultimately yields. Being part of a team at Denison is about developing the friendships, the maturity, the skills, and the perspectives that go far beyond playing time and wins and losses. It's personal development through sport." Here's what I love most. I don't know how many athletic events I've watched during the last 11 years, but I'm quite certain it's over 1,000. I've never seen a Denison team quit, ever. Every time one of our teams walks out into a field, onto a court, onto a deck, they remind people why this is a great institution. So I just want to end with a quote from one of our student athletes who wrote to me last spring, just prior to graduation. "I came to Denison with a very tentative idea of who I was and what I wanted my future to be. Looking back at my time at Denison, it's been through my relationships that I've learned more about who I am and what sets my soul on fire. I've received a lot of praise recently for my accomplishments at Denison, and while I appreciate the recognition for my hard work, I believe so much of it deserves to go to my friends, my teammates, my mentors, and my coaches who've offered support while challenging the limits I set on myself. Through these relationships, I've grown to know myself better. I will always be indebted to Denison for creating the space where I've cultivated influential and fulfilling relationships. I'm indebted to the people I've built relationships with for making these 4 transformational years and making it hard to leave the hill. That's why I love Denison, and I love Denison athletics. It deserves to be loved. So I just want to thank our alumni and all your family for being here tonight. We take a night each year to celebrate the legacy of Denison athletics and to recognize some of our graduates who we're just quite proud of who they've become and the legacy they left behind, and quite frankly, some of the legacies they've continued to create in athletics in their post-Denison journey. So tonight, we represent the quality of Denison athletics at its very best. Many, many, many of the people in this room did that as athletes here. This is actually the first year where I've now been here long enough where we're actually inducting somebody I knew as a student into the Athletic Hall of Fame. You left a legacy that our students are benefiting from and are also working hard to contribute to. And many of you contributed to athletics in your post-Denison life. You took what you learned at Denison and you've used it to create transformational opportunities for young people. And I just want to put a footnote of that. I know a lot of you are involved in youth sports. As coaches, some of you are doing it professionally. Thanks for the work you're doing to keep youth sports alive and healthy in this country. So we take tonight to celebrate you because you deserve it, because it's fun, and because it reminds us of the importance of what we do and how we do it. So just thanks. Thanks for being great Denisonians. Thanks for caring about this great college. Thanks for being supportive of Denison athletics, and thank you for being here tonight.
Let's do a Hall of Fame applause again for our fine president. He makes it really great. Thank you, Adam. We will now pause for dinner. However, we have had the great honor and privilege to have a student athlete create this short video to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Varsity D Hall of Fame. Her name is Senior Merritt Weltich. Please enjoy dinner.
King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You can talk the guy, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. Yeah. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you go find yourself. Standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. You can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you can get the gold. Breaking over records you thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. You never gonna know if you never even try. Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. Cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Politicians be preachers, yeah. Be Astronauts be champions, be truth seekers, be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers, be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, standing in the hall of fame. And the world's gonna know your name. Cause you're born with the world's
Wait a minute, baby. Stay with me a while. Said you give me life, but you never told me about the fire.
I love the colorful clothes she wears and the way the sunlight plays upon her hair. I hear the sound of a gentle wind on the wind that lifts her perfume through the air. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. Good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. closer now. Softly smile, I know she must be kind. In her eyes, she goes with me to a blossom room. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. Good vibrations. Excitations. Good vibrations. Gotta keep those loving good vibrations are happening with her. Gotta keep those loving good vibrations are happening with her. Gotta keep those loving good vibrations. These eyes cry every night for you. These arms long to hold you again. The curtains on me, yeah, and I will never be free, no, my baby, no, no. You gave a promise to me, yeah, you broke it, oh no. These eyes watched you bring my world to an end. This heart could not accept and pretend. But these eyes have seen a lot of love, but they're never gonna see another one like I had with you, baby, 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 baby. When I think back on all the crap I learned in high school, it's a wonder I can think at all. My lack of education hasn't hurt me none. I can read the writing on the wall. Kodachrome, give us those nice bright colors. Give us the greens of summers. Makes you think all the world's a sunny day. Oh yeah, I got an Nikon camera. I love to take a photograph. So mama, don't take my Kodachrome away. If you took all the girls I knew when I was single, brought them all together for one night, I know they'd never match my sweet imagination. And everything looks worse in black and white. Kodachrome, they give us those nice bright colors. They give us the greens of summers. Makes you think all the world's a sunny day. Oh yeah, I got an Nikon camera. I love to take photographs. So mama, don't take my Kodachrome away. 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 Mama, don't take my Kodachrome. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome away. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome. Leave your boys so far from home. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome away. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome. Mama, don't take my Kodachrome away. Okay.
Babies into running around, hanging with the crowd, putting your business in the street, talking out loud, saying you bought us this and that, and how much you done spent. I swear she must believe it's all heaven sent. Hey boy, you better bring the chick around to the sad, sad truth, the dirty low down. Taught her how to talk like that. Give her that big idea. Nothing you can't handle, nothing you ain't got. Put your money on the table and drive it off the lot. Turn on that old love light, turn it maybe to a yes. Same old schoolboy game got you into this mess. Hey son, you better get on back to town. Face the sad old truth, the dirty law down. Put those ideas in your head. so cold. This dog is Charlie's getting old. Got to have a Jones for this, Jones for that. This running with the Joneses, boy, just ain't where it's at. You're gonna come back around to the sad, sad truth, the dirty low down. Got you thinking like that, boy.
Good evening again. Just continue eating. We are going to move forward with the program because we have a lot of celebrating to do. First and foremost, we have several members who have already been inducted to the Varsity D Association Athletic Hall of Fame. Could all members, this year's class and all members of the Varsity D Hall of Fame, please stand and be recognized. What a wonderful group, and thank you all for coming and supporting this year's inductees. We had a very busy day today. We had the Varsity D Association Board of Directors here all day, and we were in meetings all day. And so if I could have the Board of Directors please stand and be recognized. You've done so much work for us. Please stand if you're a member of the Board of Directors. And then Adam mentioned why we have achieved such success in specifically his time, the last 12 years, and that's to not only our incredible head coaches, our associate head coaches, our assistant coaches, our coaches in strength and conditioning, our athletic trainers, and of course, we say their name all together, Cindy, Tina, Marty, Cindy, Marty, Tina, our newest member of our athletic team in athletic communications, Aaron Thompson, with his assistant Zoe. Could all members of the Mitchell team please stand and be recognized? And as they're coming around our table, we have a new caterer this year. It is entitled Harvest Table. Thank you for the partnership. Thank you for being here tonight. And thank you to all of you who have made this a really special plated dinner and evening. Thank you to everyone. I can't be more excited about this year's honorees and their guests. But first and foremost, I want to introduce my co-presenter, who is our president of the Varsity D Association, Dana Grand Mason Gilligan, class of 2002. Dana is the president of the Varsity D Association and a former soccer standout. Her coach was Coach Murphy. And thank you, Dana, for joining me this evening to honor our incredible inductees. But right now, Dana and I would like to take a moment, because we haven't been able to pin down this individual, to recognize an individual who is a true Denisonian and who has made a tremendous impact on Denison University Big Red Athletics and the Varsity D Association. Rich Siles, class of 1967. Will you join us at the podium, or in front of the podium? Rich graduated Denison in 1967, earning
travel distance parameter that I had set. And the beautiful structure and landscape of the campus was plenty scenic for me. Being 7 hours away from home wasn't always easy, but the community I found myself a part of was truly amazing. Whether it was being invited by my freshman year roommate Mo to her parents' house to make some peanut clusters, or when Carolyn and the Simpson family welcomed me in their home and fed me very well over several Thanksgiving breaks and many other times in between. All to say, I wouldn't be standing here tonight without the support of many of you in this room and without many little things falling into place. Now, I could recite a few of Coach Lee's famous quotes that I'm pretty sure are still saved in a Google Doc somewhere. But the experiences, both the hardships and the triumphs, some of those important and life-changing moments on the Hill aren't all captured in written record, but they are some of the many memories I hold close to my heart. I may have initially chosen a major in sports management because of my love for sports, but my time here and all the people who molded my experience, they're who motivated me to add a second major in psychology and to pursue a profession where I could pay it forward, to help provide an unmatched student athlete to the college students of tomorrow, which brings me to where I am today as an associate athletic director at Marymount University in Virginia, with my Denison experience being my driving motivation each day. I know I haven't talked about many basketball-specific things yet, but it is certainly not lost on me that the reason I'm standing here has a lot to do with the assists that I was credited for on the court. The thing with assists, though, it's not a stat you can get on your own. It's not like grabbing rebounds or getting a ton of steals. You need teammates that can turn that pass into a bucket over and over again, and a coaching staff that creates those game situations for the players on the floor. So this isn't just a personal recognition, but rather a testament to the greatness of the Big Red Women's Basketball program and everyone who has played a role in its historic and continued success. So once again, thank you so much for this honor. And to paraphrase what Coach Lee said when I took the job at Marymount 2 years ago, I may look good in blue, but I will always bleed red. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ellen. Please welcome our next inductee, Al Wyke, class of 2014 swimming. Al is one of the most dominant distance swimmers in NCAA history. He was selected by the Collegiate Swimming and Diving Coaches Association for its list of 100 greatest collegiate swimmers and divers in November of 2021. Over the course of his career, Al won the national championship in the 1650 freestyle all 4 years, twice in record time. He became the first male in NCAA Division III history to win the 1650 freestyle in 4 consecutive years. Al was also a 3-time national champion in the 500 freestyle. During his time at Denison, he was a key member of Denison's first 2 NCAA Division III national championship teams in 2011 and 2012, while helping lead the Big Red to a North Coast Athletic Conference title during each of his 4 years. At the 2012 NCAA championships, Al ended his week with 3 national championships, which were all Division III records at the time. He is tied for the most ever national championships at Denison with 9. He was a 16-time All-American, a 5-time NCAC champion, and was named the 2011 NCAC Swimmer of the Year. Al remains the Denison record holder in the 500 free, the 1,000 free, and the 1650 free. Please join me in congratulating Al.
All right, I agree with Gabe. This is a lot harder than getting behind the blocks for the 1650 at Nationals. Where are you, Gabe? Agreed? Yes. All right. I want to just thank Denison as a whole. What an amazing college, amazing experience, an amazing place to spend 4 years in your late teens, early 20s. Yeah, I'm so happy I didn't end up anywhere else. I want to thank everyone that puts their time and effort into the athletics at Denison. We've built something amazing here, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. So I want to thank Greg Perini, quite possibly the most influential person in my life, next to my grandfather and my dad, sitting right there. Man, I think, you know, a month ago I got inducted into the Hall of Champions, and I asked him, "Did you ever think we'd get here?" And I won't tell you what he said, but it was some form of no. We did, but we did. We got here. We did it. It's amazing. So I also want to thank the alumni. When I first got here freshman year, we had a pretty important, I guess, meeting or powwow on Big Red Weekend with a couple of alumni, and that really set the stage for what I think is the most exciting moment in sports, if you ask me, when we beat Kenyon by 1 point on the last race of the NCAA championships. So thank you to the alumni. It's really cool to see that from the alumni perspective, being one now. So teammates, you guys, man, I love you. Don't give me that face, Sean. Come on. You guys are amazing. I met my best friends in the world in those 4 years at Denison. Yeah, they're amazing guys. We did some amazing stuff together. I competed against them. I competed with them. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. Finally, Mom and Dad, right there. I love you guys. Thank you for, everything, I guess, you know. Go Big Red. I love this place. I love all you guys. Thank you.
Congratulations, Al. Our next inductee is Phil Wentz, class of 1970, football and basketball. My best friend and partner and former Denisonian student athlete, Jack, and I couldn't be more proud of you, Phil, and we're so excited to be here tonight together with you. Phil Wentz, class of 70, was a starter in both football and basketball at Denison. He was a rare athlete on the gridiron, playing safety, wide receiver, and returning punts, and was the major ball handler on the hardwood, playing outstanding defense and leading the team in assists. In football, Phil broke the Ohio Athletic Conference single-game interception record, which still stands at Denison over 55 years later. Wentz was named All-OAC as a safety and led the OAC with 8 interceptions, which is currently the third most in a single season in program history. His 12 career interceptions are tied for the 5th most in Denison football history. In basketball, Wentz totaled 523 points in 72 career games. Led the team in assists. Ellen, he was almost as good as you during each of his 4 years of being a starter, and was a starter on Denison's 1967-68 OAC championship team that went 18-5 and competed in the NCAA College Division Regional Tournament. And I think you have members of the team with us here tonight. I know Bill is here. And so those members that joined you on that team, please stand and be recognized. Wince was considered by his teammates to be a coach on the floor, quote unquote, running the offensive plays and guarding the other team's best player.
Wondering why that picture is up there and I look like what I do now. It was kind of funny because when I sent him the picture a week or so after that, I think it was Ed Lenane that sent me back a text that said, you know, everybody else had put their picture in as they looked now. And I said, well, maybe you want to check and see that I'm the only one in the 20th century that was going to be here. So that's why that picture. I want to congratulate all the other inductees, a wonderful group, some amazing accomplishments. Congratulate Nan and President Weinberg for all the things that they do for Denison. It's just a wonderful place, and obviously this is a wonderful event. I have so many people to thank over my athletic career, and I'm not going to go into all of them, but I've had so many mentors from Little League Baseball all the way through to Denison, where Keith Piper and Dick Scott were my football and basketball coaches. And there were many assistant coaches that were great coaches and mentors too. I want to recognize a couple of people. Dr. Dills unfortunately passed away last year, but he was our team physician, a wonderful guy, and kept us healthy and helped us out. And Dale Googans, Dale, would you stand up? I can't tell you how many times Dale wrapped up my ankles and fixed broken fingers and whatever other injuries we had, and he's just done a wonderful job. Probably the best athletic trainer that's ever been in the United States. So, thank you, Dale. I certainly want to thank my parents. They went to so many athletic events with my brother and I. When Charlie Claggett and I was my teammate in Newark in basketball, and then was for a long time was the all-time leading scorer in Denison history in basketball. Our parents went to every home game, every away game, driving wherever they had, so it was an incredible thing. And I do want to mention Charlie tonight. Charlie couldn't make it tonight. He had a very terrible decision to make. He either had to come and see my induction or take the Ohio State cheerleaders to Penn State. And so you can imagine what choice he made there. I'm only here not because of my athletic prowess or anything like that. I'm here because I've had the greatest teammates in high school and college that have gone on to do great things, and I'd like to recognize just a couple of them tonight. They already recognized Tom Demo and Bill Druckmiller. They're in the Hall of Fame from our basketball team. Charlie Claggett is in the Hall of Fame, and now myself. So 4 out of the 5 starters have been recognized as in the Hall of Fame. I think we're probably the best basketball team that Denison ever had, and I might try to get Nan to get our banner back in the gymnasium there. But I also have here tonight, I had a wonderful high school experience and an extraordinary basketball team. I have 2 gentlemen, Mike Foote, who started and was captain of Kent State's basketball team, Greg Barkley, who was started for Ohio State and was captain of the team when they played UCLA, North Carolina, and Houston in the Final Four. 2 members from my high school football team, Jim Reed and Dean Athan. So what I'm trying to say with all of that is I've had such wonderful teammates and we were truly a team. Nobody had to stand out. Everybody had their job. Everybody had their role to play, and everybody did it. And that was why we were here. And I forgot one of the most important ones in high school, Ray Hupp, who was the only NCAA decathlon champion in Ohio State history. So those were my teammates, and that's why we had such a daggone good team here at Denison. We live close. We live here in Granville. We moved back. We love the community. We love Denison University. I should be in the gym here more than I am right now, but I'm going to try to start to do that in the winter. I appreciate all of you coming out tonight and Denison and holding this event. It's just a wonderful event and so many wonderful people, and I thank you all. Thank you. She didn't want me to.
I am extremely honored to welcome our next inductee, Jan Hathorn. And in some of our correspondence, she was attributed for women's lacrosse, but I will also recognize the field hockey because I most certainly coached against her, and a citation recipient. Her brother, Jeff, I had the opportunity to meet him this evening. He asked me how I knew Jan, or if we played together and so on, and I have been so honored to be, I guess we would call it a parallel track, and to have such an incredible colleague in the world of college athletics as Jan Hathorn. She spent 5 seasons from 1983 to 1987 as the head women's lacrosse coach at Denison. She was just the 2nd head coach in program history and finished with a 54-21 record while being named the 1987 North Coast Athletic Conference Coach of the Year. Hathorn was a true team player who made a big impact at Denison, not only as a versatile coach in multiple sports. She coached 3 championship field hockey seasons and assisted with soccer and swimming and diving. Wow, that sounds like you, Lynn. But also through her work as a faculty member. Hathorn began her 18th year as the Michael F. Walsh Director of Athletics at Washington and Lee University during the before that. You will let us know what year you started there. Under Hathorn's direction, the Generals have won better than 60% of their athletic contests and 109 conference championships. So when Adam made that challenge, I don't want to go there. Anyway, additionally, WNL has been awarded the Dan Wooldridge Champions Cup as the top overall athletic program in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, following all 16 of her years as Director of Athletics. Hathorn plays an active role within the NCAA and served on the NCAA Management Council from 2011 to 2015, During this time, she was a part of the Honors Committee, the Postgraduate Scholarship Committee, and the Division III Subcommittee for Legislative Relief. She was the 2019 recipient of the NCAA Division III Administrator of the Year Award from the Women's Leaders in College Sport. In 2010, she earned the Diane Atkins Memorial Award for Lifetime Achievement in the sport of lacrosse in 2022. Hathorn was inducted into the Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Coaches Association, IWLCA Hall of Fame. Please join me in congratulating Jan Hathorn.
Thank you, Nan. It is a real pleasure to be here and be back with all of you in the Denison community. I will always have a special place in my heart for this university and the excellent people that inhabit it. I want to thank the Varsity D Association, Nan Carney Board, a dear longtime friend, President Weinberg, and the selection committee for this wonderful honor. I couldn't be prouder and more humbled to be here receiving this award. Congratulations, Denison, on celebrating the 50th anniversary of your Hall of Fame. That's quite an achievement, and it makes this honor even more meaningful to me. And congratulations to all the other inductees. Wildly impressive. I'm very, very much considered a privilege to be inducted alongside you. My connection to Denison is one of providence. You see, I learned to play lacrosse in college. As a freshman, I was taught by my women's basketball teammates how to play and ended up playing lacrosse for 4 years. After graduation, my senior year head coach, Pat Rudy, took me to a women's lacrosse coaching convention and encouraged me to apply for a Denison position, which was a one-semester sabbatical replacement for Joe Rosenberger. So in the fall of 1982, the women's athletics director, Penny Van Horn, took a chance on a 22-year-old, newly minted college graduate, untested and naive, and hired me to coach the spring of 1983 Denison women's lacrosse team. I thought that was going to be the extent of it, but in the summer of 1983, I was asked to come back, and I accepted. That one decision changed the entire trajectory of my professional and personal life. And to say that I'm grateful for Denison University would be a massive understatement. And as Providence would have it, there have been numerous W&L Denison connections over the years. People like Maddie Coleman, who's here this evening, Eric Koch, both are lacrosse coaches, Alex Miller, who just became the Vice President of Student Affairs at Washington and Lee, and one of the most influential people in my W&L life, Denison Hall of Famer and mentor Chuck O'Connell. And that's just a few of the overlaps of people that have this Denison W&L connection. There are many people to thank for this honor. So I'm going to start with the 1979 through 1982 Cortland College women's lacrosse teams and the head coaches Janet Green and Pat Rudy, all who set me on this path. The exceptional women of the Denison Women's Athletic Department at the time. So there was a women's athletics department and a men's athletics department. Penny Van Horn was the athletic director, Maddie Ross, Cheryl Mara, who goes Cheryl Bailey, Lynn Schweizer, who's here and been a longtime dear friend, and Kathy Benton Officer. And those were the days, weren't they, Lynn? Thanks to the fabulous, and also thanks to fabulous mentors like Tommy Thompson and Dale Googans. Dale, I didn't realize you were here. I need to come give you a hug. You probably don't remember me, but I think the world of you. And every one of those people, they're Denison legends. And we are all Denison proud because of them and their work. To all the Denison women's lacrosse players I had the privilege to coach, some who are here tonight, Meg Filoon, Baker, Tara Maloney Parsley, and Ginger Walsh Cobb. It's hard for me to remember married names. Thank you for coming, because it means more to me than you can realize. You were talented, and you were willing to follow this untested young coach, and in the end, I think we did okay. I enjoyed every minute of my time spent with you, and I will never forget those fun times. Thank you for enriching my life then and now. And to my family, who taught me so much through their example, Jeff, Val, Todd, Scott, and Brad. I said it in the wrong order. Jeff, Todd, Val, Scott, and Brad. Each of them is an outstanding leader, Hall of Famers in their work and fields, and I followed their example and tried to emulate them in all of the things I do. Jeff, Todd, Val, Rob, and Nori, thank you for making the trip to be here. To my mom and dad, they would be so proud, and I owe them so much for the most meaningful gift of all, the gift of a good name. And lastly, to my best friend, Laura, your steadfast love and support have shaped me into who I am today in every way. Thank you. Denison is a special, special place, and I'm humbled and honored to receive this award. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations, Jan. And our final inductee, who, thank heavens, we built this facility because we needed the number of tables. We would like to please welcome Mike Caravana, men's lacrosse coach. Mike, it's been an honor to be a colleague and now to be able to be here tonight. Mike Caravana coached for 28 seasons in Granville across 2 separate coaching stints, one from 1991 to 2005 and one from 2009 to 2021. During his time with the Big Red, Caravana guided Denison to 3 NCAA Final Four appearances, 11 NCAA tournament quarterfinal appearances, 18 total NCAA tournament berths, and 15 North Coast Athletic Conference regular season championships. He also led his squad to 6 of the 8 NCAC tournament championships since the conference tournament began in 2013. At the time of his retirement from Denison and across all levels of NCAA lacrosse, Caravana ranked 18th in winning percentage and total wins. He also ranked 10th in Division III history in wins and 7th in winning percentage. In 2019, Caravana earned his 300th career victory and was one of only 21 collegiate head men's lacrosse coaches across all divisions that have accomplished the feat. In 1994, Caravana was named the United States Intercollegiate Lacrosse Association's Division III Coach of the Year. He was 7-time NCAC Coach of the Year. In 2003, he began a 4-year commitment as the assistant coach for the United States Lacrosse National Team, which earned a silver medal at the 2006 International Lacrosse Federation World Championship. Caravana is a member of the Charlottesville chapter of Lacrosse Hall of Fame, the Ohio Lacrosse Foundation Hall of Fame, and the Long Island Metro Chapter Lacrosse Hall of Fame. Please join me in congratulating Mike Caravana.
Well, thanks, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a little bit daunting, as our other inductees say, when you're kind of standing up in front of everybody. But it is a true honor to be able to represent and be a member of this group. I want to thank Nan and Sarah Lee and Ed and all the athletic department staff, the coaches that are here, having been in the back and been in the back part of this and seeing all the work that goes into it. I really appreciate your time and efforts in doing that. Congratulations to all the other inductees. Many of you I was fortunate enough to watch, participate, and see your skill and abilities and notice their performances in pressure situations, which was always an interesting thing as a coach. Where do you begin your thanks, as people will say, right? So you start with who's closest to you. So my beautiful wife, Ashley, has been with me since my trials and tribulations up at Brown University, getting paid $7,000 as my first coaching job, and telling her father, I can take care of your daughter if you need to. But she's been my rock. She's my voice of reason. She's really my foundation. Being a Long Island kid, 2 parents that were wonderful, I'll get into a little bit more. Playing on my emotions, she's steady. She's calm. And my boys will tell you next what a great supporter she's been of me and to keep me going forward in my thinking and not getting stuck too far behind after those losses, which all of us coaches know are difficult to rebound from. I'd like to thank my 3 boys, Nick, Sam, and Wyatt. They've been with me the whole time through our time here in Granville. They've always been supportive of me. They put up with their dad on Friday nights before big games, Saturday mornings not talk to me too much. Don't comment about how bad we played on extra man after we lost a game or things like that. But I love them to death, as I did my wife, and without their continued support in the stands and off the field, I really wouldn't have had the success I had. I want to just mention a little bit, as I can, my family. My sister Annette is 13 years older than me, and her husband Mike were instrumental in my support as I started to play lacrosse. My sister Renee, who is here tonight, my brother Stephen, who's no longer with us but was kind of my hero without any question, and his wife Rosemary is here. And I was fortunate. I grew up with 4 bachelor uncles, and my parents grew up in Brooklyn around the block from each other. So my mom is the youngest of her family. My dad was the oldest, and they really didn't know each other that well. Somehow or another, they got connected. So my aunts and uncles were longtime friends. So they were always over our house because my mom was the best cook, and the uncles could get free food off a good cook. My mother's name was Rose. My father's name was Amadeo. But I had an Uncle Chick, and he was always around and always kind of like a second father. And one of the things I used to say to the players all the time and stuck with me as a way for me to kind of get a little bit of a recognition of my blue-collar attitude is there's no free lunch, Michael. No free lunch. Nothing's for nothing. If you want to achieve something, you're going to have to work for it or attain it and go after it. So I don't want to mention my uncle there. But my mom and dad were great for me. I'm 7 years removed from the nearest child. My mother banged on the car of my Uncle Chick after she found out she was pregnant with me because she had 3 already and she really wasn't interested in a 4th, according to the story. But being that young, the youngest one, I had a wonderful time being with my parents at a crucial age, 10 to like 17 or all. And they gave me wonderful support and love, and they gave me confidence that there wasn't anything I couldn't do, but I needed to work hard for what I did do and making sure that that was understood. And if you could do that, you'll be in good shape. So here I am. I go to this wonderful, I'm a public school kid from Long Island, and I go to one of the preeminent high school lacrosse programs in the country, Sewanaka High School. 2 National Hall of Fame coaches are my coaches in high school. I then off to the opportunity to go to University of Virginia, the greatest gift that anyone has given to me, and I'm playing for 3 National Hall of Fame coaches at the University of Virginia. I go and take my first coaching stint in college at Brown University, and I play for another Hall of Fame coach in Dom Starzi at Brown. So I'm kind of figuring out, I like to be a coach, I want to be a coach, but I could see the difference all those men made and a positive difference they made in all the athletes that they work with. And I said in my own little mind, I want to be that person. I want to challenge myself to be that person if I can. They were so instrumental to me. So I had my vision, and I took the job at Denison, but people might remember 2 names Tommy Thompson, who I replaced, who's the Denison Hall of Fame member, and Ted Barclay, because I also coached soccer for 10 years, who I replaced. So that was a tough job. I mean, it was a challenge replacing 2 Hall of Fame coaches that were beloved by their players and in the community. But I had a vision, and I had confidence that I could do it. My mentors instilled in me expectations and standards needed to compete consistently for championships. I kind of had to write that down a couple of times. And that's really where it came from. These mentors were about being the best that you can be, having habits of excellence, and being consistent in that endeavor that you take on. As I worked and recruited players and assistant coaches to the program, I could see the aspirations develop and forged of a brotherhood. And along that journey, in our quest for championships, the brotherhood was based on hard work, dedication, commitment, and sacrifice. And it was something that we started to do together. And what is a brotherhood? I thought I need to share right now. A brotherhood is a common belief among a group in an important enough cause and achievement. There lies the magic, in my opinion, of a team sport. It's the brotherhood that's developed. It's the idea of people working together for a common good and the sacrifices, dedication, and commitment they had. And to me, that's kind of one of the things that you kind of aspire to as a coach. The brotherhood lasts a lifetime. We found it here at Denison in men's lacrosse. And I hope we found it, I think, in the soccer teams I coached and even the field hockey team I coached the one year. This brotherhood led to all my team experiences is what makes me proudest, okay? The trainers I had, the managers I had, the assistant coaches, Adam Stewart, just to name one, my longtime assistant, Brian Hortz, my longtime trainer friend, the support of the players, assistant coaches, and other supporters that are here tonight, okay, kind of really makes it immensely important for me and proud to be here. I'm not on social media, but my wife's telling me I've got a lot of comments from former players when it was announced that I was chosen to be in the Hall of Fame. The phone calls I got today, the emails, the text messages, they're all so meaningful. I can't really share with you as much as I can emotionally because I'm trying to keep my stuff together, as Gabe said. But this is what I appreciate the most about being here. Okay, and oftentimes you hear the analogy brought up between a family and sports. And I always had a different take on it. Maybe it's because of the family I had. It's easy to be a family member, I thought, when all the bathrooms work and all the cars work and everything is going well. But a family is when things don't go well. How are you going to respond when mom and dad aren't home because they've got to go take care of a grandparent that's ill? You know, how are you going to respond to different challenging situations? That's a family to me, is when you step up and do those kind of things. And the same thing with a brotherhood. People have asked me all the time, Michael, what are one of the greatest things that you felt about coaching your teams? I said, well, we've only lost back-to-back games 4 times in my career here. We lost a game. It was a shakeup. It was a disappointment because we had high expectations. We had worked hard, we have strived for that, and we were committed to doing that as a whole. That was the big part of the brotherhood. But how we responded after that made me the most proud. A brotherhood is a family, and a family is a brotherhood in its own way. And we were fortunate enough to create that here at Denison. So I was reading a book that was recommended to me by a colleague of mine, Kevin Corrigan, who's the head coach at Notre Dame. He and I went to Virginia together. It's called Second Mountain. And Second Mountain is a book by David Brooks, a syndicated columnist and political analyst. And he basically talks about the first mountain of life being focused on happiness. And happiness is really something that you find alone. It's a grade point average you might achieve. It's an achievement of how many goals or assists you might have had, how many raises you might have got at work or a promotion. But he kind of goes on and says, you know, as you mature and you get older, the second mountain is really focused on joy. And joy is really happiness shared with others. That's where the true enjoyment of one's life comes. When you're doing something together and take on a challenge and you accomplish it with it. And all I can say as the head coach at Denison, my athletes brought me much, much more joy than maybe I brought to them. That ability to be able to come together as a brotherhood in both men's lacrosse, men's soccer, and even a sisterhood with our field hockey players is really very, very meaningful to me, so that I felt like you make a difference. You get into coaching to make a positive difference in people's lives. You want to do things like that they can push them a little bit more than they think they can and put a smile on their face for the accomplishments that they make. But generally, like tonight, you don't make these accomplishments alone. So I'm really thankful and a lot of joy tonight for many of my players that came back. We've got guys from California, from Boston, from all over. You don't know how meaningful it is for me to see you and to be able to show up tonight and to share in this, okay? You don't achieve awards like this alone. You never do. So I accept this award, but it's on the back of a lot of people, starting with my parents, starting with my brothers and sisters and sister-in-laws and brother-in-laws, my wife and my sons, my mentors, and most importantly, my players and assistant coaches throughout the years. Thank you all for helping me find joy in my coaching career and even as a person. Simply put, how lucky am I? So thank you again, and I wish you all joy in your future. Go Big Red.
Let's now give a round of applause for all of our newest members of the Varsity D Athletic Hall of Fame. Mike, that was incredible, and it really expresses what we talk about as a department many, many times. We talk about what you all have done is left a legacy. Your legacy and support has built something remarkable here at Denison, a program where student athletes consistently achieve their highest potential, mentored by world-class coaches and staff who understand that athletic excellence and life preparation go hand in hand. Our athletes not only compete at an elite level, they graduate as leaders, innovators, and difference makers. They master teamwork, resilience, and goal setting through programs that treat athletics as an extension of the classroom. And as we talk about in Denison athletics, we believe athletics inform the liberal arts. Our track record proves this. You, our alumni, succeeding across every field. You, our coaches, crediting your athletic experiences as foundational to your achievements. That's what makes Denison's programs exceptional. We compete fiercely today while building tomorrow's leaders. Mike mentioned joy, and we talk about this as a department and a division of the harmony. We don't talk about life-work balance. We talk about the harmony of purpose, resilience, and joy that leads us to success. So I want to thank everyone for being here tonight, for supporting each other, for supporting all that we're trying to do as a university, and for honoring this class of the Varsity D Athletic Association Hall of Fame. I want to remind everyone to attend tomorrow's home Big Red athletic events if they are able to. Our scheduled events on Saturday, we have field hockey at 11 a.m. versus Washington and Jefferson, and that is senior day. Women's squash at 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. versus the University of North Carolina. Men's squash at 1:30 versus the Naval Academy. women's soccer at 1 p.m. versus Ohio Wesleyan University, men's soccer at 3:30 p.m. versus Ohio Wesleyan University. Thank you all for being here tonight. This concludes our event, and thank you for attending this special ceremony.